They're getting a much better understanding, seeing the connections between their subject areas instead of saying, oh, I only do math at math time, I only do science at science time. They're starting to see how all those things intertwine and come together. Projects like this are great at that because they see how in the real world all those things interplay and interact together, along with how we can do it at school and kind of interact across disciplines there. Look at our science scores. Our science scores have slid up to the #1 in the county. Reading scores that go along with everything we're doing, those have been sliding up dramatically also as we do this. So I think there's a strong connection between all these real-life applications and what kids transfer over to a testing situation that I don't think just sitting in a classroom with kind of the drill and kill model is going to advance those test scores as much as getting out and see how things really apply in the real world and then using that knowledge back on the tests when we need to.
My building, our feeling about the PBL work is that it's part of the curriculum, not in addition to the curriculum. It's a better way to teach the standards that we need to teach. So it's not additional work, it's making the work that we do better.
Opportunity to bring together, like you say, multiple agencies and kind of multiple factions of our small community to work on a project that teaches kids kind of about their history within this community, but then also lets them contribute to improve the environment that they're in by kind of refurbishing the dump site and checking out the water quality of the lake. It's really interesting to see all those groups come together in a positive manner for kids. It's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of development in their teamwork. When I first took over as principal, I would say we were a building where people kind of went to their room, closed their doors, and did their thing. Now there's a ton of collaboration throughout the building, not only on projects like this, but just throughout kind of the regular curriculum that they're working on too. It's brought them together and where they feel a lot more comfortable interacting with each other, bouncing ideas off each other across grade levels, across content areas. And get a lot of really talented people at the table so that all those teachers kind of had a spot and a voice and something to work collaboratively on. Once we got that going and they could kind of see the benefits of it, it's almost like a wildfire that it started catching and taking on a life of its own.
The teams that I've walked into is just phenomenal. I couldn't ask for anything greater coming in.
I think part of that is getting it set up and lined up with the right people initially, so that there was people I was really confident in and had a lot of trust in. And that first year or so, I kind of had a lot of, like you say, hands in, making sure that things were going kind of how I wanted and what was going on, but then kind of slowly or kind of gradually release and let them take off. And I would say they're doing things now that are beyond what I would have planned or thought for them, because they're seeing the benefits, they're getting excited about it, and they're moving off into different directions. And after 3 years where they're kind of running and doing things on their own, and instead of me saying, hey, why don't you try this, they're coming going, we're planning this, we're going to think about doing this piece, is that okay with you? It's kind of flipped that model, which has become fantastic. It takes a little burden off my plate, and they're doing tremendous things for kids out here.